Alrighty, hello everybody. We'll wait a few minutes, give people a chance to show up. Hopefully, everywhere. Well, today is Wednesday, July the 13th, 2022. So, we've got hump day, the second week of, we're on the hump day of the second week of July here. Come along, people now. Smile a little longer, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Come along, people now. Smile a little longer, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. See now. Sugar da 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 ah, honey honey da 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 da. You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. Sugar da 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 ah, honey honey da 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 da. You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. Interesting thing about that song right there is that, yes, it was featured on the Archie show, I think in 1968, but also was a radio hit from around that year as well. So, during the era where they were still doing the whole idea of bubblegum pop, Archies were well known for that. Yeah, so, anyways. Let's see, what else can we talk about here while we're waiting? Let's see now. Oh yeah, congratulations go out to the Tomoloviches, Chris and Diane. For the first time, they became grandparents, as they announced on their show earlier tonight. Cool for them, and their grandson's a pretty cute kid too. So if you have a chance, go over and say hi to him, and give him a congrats on the milestone there. So let's see. Let me turn it right now. Let's see. 3:35 still, so we're still waiting. Let me see. Scooby Dooby Doo, looking for you. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? Over here. All the stars are here, waiting for you. Couldn't have a show without you. Scooby, Scooby Doo. Hey Scooby, where are you? Over here. Let me see now. Let's see what else. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Get along, gang, get along, gang. Each one is special in their own way. And pinning them up, and get along, gang, get along, gang. Get up with a get along, gang. Everything is okay. Get up with a get along, gang. Oh, get up. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish, 'cause I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish when I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Let's see. Everybody shout. Come on, let's hang out. It's time for the Groovies to get together. We're gonna see just how funny they can be. But it's time for the Groovy Ghoulies show. Do. Let's see now, what else? Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. Have a yabba dabba do time. From the town of Bedrock, there's a place right out of history. That's right, here's the family down the street. Rudolph, courtesy of Frizzle's. When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba do time. A dabba do time. We'll have a gay old time. Meet George Jetson. His boy Elroy. Daughter Judy. Jane, his wife. Let's see now, what else? Gotta get up, gotta get it. Static Shaw. Let's see. Let's see. When Captain America throws his mighty shield, all those who oppose his shield must yield. In the red and the white and the blue it comes true when Captain America throws his mighty shield. Tony Stark makes you feel he's a cool exec with the hottest wheels. As Iron Man, all jets aflame, he fights and fights with repulsor rays. Amazing power, it's Iron Man. Amazing power, it's Iron Man. Anyways, we're actually just past the 8-minute mark now, so I guess I'll kind of go over what's on tap for tonight. So we have 11 articles we're going to go over, all from not from Betting in the Comics, but CBR tonight. 7 anime related, 4 comics related. Let's see. Among the anime related include let's see. Talking about how Chainsaw Man is one of 2022's most anticipated anime. Let's see. We're going to talk a little bit about baseball anime, in particular, Big Wind-Up. Let's see. We have some artwork celebrating the 20th anniversary of Naruto. We have the best anime titles from MAPPA so far that aren't Attack on Titan or Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's see what else. We have Yuki Kaiji, who is a voice actor star of Attack on Titan, joining the One Piece film Red voice crew. Let's see. Despite all the lackluster effects, the live action Cowboy Bebop, you're not going to believe this, got Netflix's Cowboy Bebop live action reboot got an Emmy nomination. Oh, that's good. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the trailer of the Whisper to the Heart live action show. Also on the comic side of things, I know we got news coming out of, let's see, Valiant coming out with its first all adult all adult or it's for adults only comic. I know Boom Studios got some stuff coming out as well. There's some news from Marvel as well. So, and of course our typical wrestling roundup. We'll talk some news of WWE, AEW, and Ring of Honor. As of course Ring of Honor has its next pay per view coming up a week from this Saturday, on the 23rd, Death Before Dishonor. Some of the stuff, prepping for that already. All right. So with that, anyways, we're past the 11-minute. We're actually 11 minutes coming up on 12 minutes. So might as well get started then with our coverage here. Hopefully, people will show up soon to catch some of it. And here we go. All right, so here's our first article we're going to look at tonight. Chainsaw Man is one of 2022's most anticipated anime, but it won't be for everyone. Manga readers and anime-only fans alike are anticipating the release of Chainsaw Man, but not everyone will have the stomach for it. Article by Gina Di Giovancarlo, and granted, this is now saying it was published one day ago. When I first chose this, it was still within the one. It was still inside of 1 day, so that's why it was chosen. Oh, anyways, the mega popular series Chainsaw Man is one of the most highly anticipated animes of 2022. In fact, it's currently the most anticipated on my anime list, with its biggest competition of the year being titles like My Dress Up Darling and Spy Family, which both have been, again, those two have been big hits as well. So, manga readers have been excited for it ever since the confirmation that the famed studio Mappa was working on it. Like most hybrid anime, a lot of people plan to check it out purely because it's so popular. Mm-hmm. They want to see what the excitement is about while hoping it lives up to the hype. Yeah, that's usually the case with popular animes like popular manga and animes like the ones we mentioned and Jujutsu Kaisen and the like. It does have that potential main carryover because it's so popular. While it has the staff and fan base to make it the anime of the year, Chainsaw Man is not going to please everyone. That's a given with any piece of art, which is true, as everyone's tastes are different. Some like it when their media dives deep and challenges their way of thinking, while others just want to be entertained. However, Chainsaw Man hits a few notes that will be deal breakers for many, with the news that the anime is going to be completely uncensored. And that's a big deal too if you think about it, because if you think about it, the name Chainsaw Man implies it's going to probably be a pretty gory story to begin with, right? That's pretty. More sensitive anime fans may want to reconsider watching it for two reasons: gore and sexual content. Mm-hmm. Again, with a name like Chainsaw Man, and if you are at least somewhat aware of the content, you know that it's gonna probably be pretty gory. It's gonna be a pretty gory anime. With a title like Chainsaw Man, gore is to be expected. Yep, as I was just saying. Going in blind, anime only viewers may assume it'll be nothing but blood splatters and the occasional serious injury. But this can't be farther from the truth. Tatsuki Fujimoto um, utilizes gore in every bit of his work that he can. He litters the landscapes with hordes of dead bodies and is unafraid of drawing characters cut to ribbons. Oh boy, this guy had a pretty graphic mind, doesn't he? He isn't afraid of illustrating blood, violence, and death. In fact, Fujimoto seems to thrive on it, as the same can be said of his manga, Fire Punch. He also has a particular emphasis on organs in Chainsaw Man. He highlights the importance of the heart in his narrative, but Fujimoto also uses entrails as often as he. Yeah, that really get a lot of gore fans really excited seeing entrails, seeing somebody's intestines and guts all cut out and spread all over the place. From intestines bursting from a character's body to them being used like leashes. Uh, um, this series has more gore in a single episode than a good deal of anime do in their entire run. Well, what a resounding warning there. Hmm. Excuse me a moment while I go off camera here. I gotta step away from the camera for a moment. Shadowhawk, you're here. Hail, hail, Shadowhawk talk. Hey, Woody. Yeah, hey guys. You guys can like and share the stream and help if you haven't already. That'd be great. I gotta step away from the computer for a moment. I'll be right back. I'll leave you some music to listen to and then come right back. All right, I'm back. Let's see. I just saw more comments come up here. Let's see. Chainsaw Man sounds great. Yeah. They're talking, of course, about the anime presentation there, Shadowhawk. Um, it's a manga. It was a popular manga, and now it's getting an anime adaptation that's coming up this fall. Um, he's going to scroll down to Speech Balloon saying, "I want to touch some boobs and leave. This music makes me sleepy. I kind of like it. First time I heard it, less than yeah, well, Woody, I would. The thing was, I was trying to use two different pieces of music, but the other piece of music was getting copyright striked for some reason. Um, could have let us see the panel. Well, we'll probably get down to that. All right. So, anyways, we're back now. So let's continue on with the article, and then, of course, we'll probably get down to that panel you guys want to see in a sec here. On top of the gore, Chainsaw Man has a healthy dose of body horror to go along with its gore. Fujimoto draws the devils as grotesque monsters with detail that could rival Junji Ito. Even the main characters are victims of it, namely Denji. His transformation into his chainsaw form are brutal, and his castmates aren't much better off. In fact, very few of them last until the end of the series. All right. So here's the aforementioned, I guess, visual that you guys wanted to look at there. I want to touch some boobs. Let you guys look at that for a moment. You guys had asked so nicely. Yeah, so anyways, all right, so getting back to the article here then. When a viewer sees that an anime is known for sexual content, they usually think it is pure fan service for the audience, with characters in various sexual positions and states of undress. This is true for Chainsaw Man, but it goes further than most shonen titles even dream of. Sex isn't talked around in Chainsaw Man, but is instead a focal point. It's one of the main character Denji's motivations, and the reader is never allowed to forget that. So, are they saying then that in the writing here they even banked on some aspects of fetishism here too? Sounds like what they're maybe talking about a little bit there. Anyways, excuse me. Be it his obsession with head devil hunter Makima, or what he shouts in climactic moments, sex is a factor. It isn't just Denji. Um, Denji, however, and it is shown in good and bad lights throughout Chainsaw Man. Sex is a tool for pleasure, but also for control and even transactions. Creator Tatsuki Fujimoto shows each of these to different levels without it feeling unnatural. Just like with the gore, these elements are explicitly portrayed in Chainsaw Man. Some panels and chapter covers are sexual to the point that the manga readers wonder how they were allowed to be in Shonen Jump at all. These moments can range from one of the female characters in a spicy outfit to sex scenes that Fujimoto censors in just the right way to avoid any issues. more than enough readers know what's happening behind those perfectly placed tangles of body parts. Though, yeah, I think I kind of understand what they're talking about because I remember there was this anime I watched a while ago called Full Metal Panic Fumofu, and there was there was a scene they had in there where they had pixelated the characters, trying to like quote unquote censor it, but you could kind of by if you listen to it enough and you kind of watched enough of what was going on, you could tell what was going on. So, and he's saying here, if you're gonna get in our way, then die. Uh, Chainsaw Man is further evidence of Tatsuki Fujimoto's masterful storytelling and artistry, being wholly unique to his style with amazing art and a wild story. His skills with the medium of manga show in every panel of his work, from his imagery to how he draws the reader's eye across the page. With the second part fast approaching, Chainsaw Man is a modern classic in the making in the eyes of many fans. However, it will be polarizing in a way that few anime are. Some will praise it for being unashamed and raw, while others will call it disgusting and hate everything about it. Both camps will have a right to their opinion. Regardless, the Chainsaw Man anime will make its mark on the community when it releases. Yes, it's again because of the story and because of how they use these elements. It's you know it's proven to be quite a interesting piece. The anime is set to debut, I think in October here. Um, anyways, we're ready to move on to the next story here. Let's see if you guys have more to say about it since last checked. Well, not what I expected. Yeah, well, again, Shadowhawk, you can always go check out the anime when it comes out in October. So, or go check out the manga. I know you're probably not as big a manga as much. But, hey, RJ, thanks for popping in, my friend. Tonight we're focusing more on CBR, so um, this is the first of 11 articles we're going to read through. The first of 7 anime related. Um, Getting ready to move on to. All right, here's the next article we're going to get into here. And then Woody says, "Hi, RJ. I heard the books were really hard to find in the States." Yeah, sometimes they are. Sometimes manga are hard to find in the States. It's true, Shadowhawk. Critical blast. Anyways, getting ready to move on to the next article here. Alright, in a genre with plenty of baseball anime, Big Windup remains one of the best. There are a lot of sports anime about baseball, but Big Windup still stands as one of the best of them all. Article by Page, the last scene published 13 hours ago. Oh, yeah. Sports anime has long been an incredibly popular genre within the medium. This includes plenty of titles about baseball, from Major and Ace of Diamond to One Out, Battery, and Cinderella 9. Now I don't know if Cinderella 9 is that another name for Princess 9. I know Princess 9 is another title that revolved around baseball. I don't know if that's the same one as Cinderella. Just to name a few. Big Windup is now considered to be a classic take on the sport, and for good reason. Since Big Windup is based on a seinen manga rather than a shonen one, its message often have less to do with the classic quote unquote power of friendship or hard work and grit, grit will always win, quote unquote, and more to do with recovery from past trauma. That's what ultimately makes the story and its characters feel highly realistic compared to many other sports animes, and why the show is so heartwarming in the end. Alright, so Big Windup is a sports anime produced by A1 Pictures that premiered in 2007 and was followed up with a second season in 2010. It is based on a seinen manga written by Asa Higuchi that remains ongoing to this day. The story follows Ren Mihashi, a shy young man with a passionate love for baseball and the talent to match. Unfortunately, due to being bullied by his previous team, Ren has developed incredibly low self-esteem that belies his innate ability. Um, with his new team's help, Ren slowly becomes more confident in himself, and his love for the sport is renewed once more. This baseball themed anime is well grounded in its realism, um, from the way its teenage protagonists are characterized to the way matches are played out. There are no special moves or intense training regimens, no rival schools with intimidating auras or hulking students who look like grown men. The characters and their designs are all very down to earth and realistic, often giving Big Windup a slice of life appeal. The matches are also realistically long, with even practice games taking up to 5 episodes to complete. Look at that right there. Albeit, they were critical of saying that it doesn't have the power of friendship element in it, but it actually does. Which also helps to drive the story as well. The series was made with an older audience in mind, perhaps helping it to avoid the cliches commonly found in sports animes, particularly those centered on baseball. While it's made clear that the boys want to succeed in the sport and make a name for themselves, it's never taken to the extremes that a lot of shonen sports anime tend to go for. Even the way the boys interact with each other feels very natural. They are not always talking about baseball. Sometimes they'll make dirty jokes or crude comments, but that's to be expected of teenage boys going through puberty. Mm-hmm. Yep. While Battery is another more down to earth take on baseball, its approach is less successful. It focuses too much on the drama surrounding the protagonist, which borders on melodrama, with the sport often coming off as a decoration rather than the show's focus. The matches are also long but meanderingly slow, with too many introspective thoughts and not enough focus on the game itself. The protagonist himself often proved to be rather unlikable, as his surly attitude overstayed its welcome, and the show made little effort to further develop his character. So they're comparing Big Windup to another show called Battery, and I would say Battery almost has a similar feel to this because the two characters that are the primary focus. Ren is the pitcher, and then his catcher is also they're the primary focus of and drive of the storylines are the pitcher and catcher in Big Windup. So so getting back to this. As mentioned earlier, the manga that Big Windups is based on is still ongoing. However, it remains to be seen if A1 Pictures or another studio will ever renew the anime for another season. For anime fans itching for a good sports anime, the first two seasons are definitely worth checking out. Both seasons of Big Windup are currently streaming on Funimation and Crackle, and I do know that Funimation did the English dub for the show. So there we go with that. Yeah, as we prepare to move on to the next story here, there we go with the next article. Naruto and Sasuke clash in 20th anniversary logo. Naruto's 20th anniversary exhibition will celebrate key moments from the beloved anime, and its logo highlights the series' most important characters. Article by Brenna Lahner, published 12 hours ago. Naruto, the gallery. Naruto and Sasuke are fighting each other once again in the Naruto 20th anniversary logo. As reported by Manton Webb for the first time in 7 years, a special exhibition will be held at Akiba Square, Tokyo, between December 2022 and January 2023. The event will celebrate the beloved anniversary's 20th anniversary. The series' main characters, Naruto and Sasuke, are prominently featured in the event's logo, fighting one another as they often do throughout the anime. Exhibition plan look back at Naruto's history, recounting some of the series' best moments. It will also screen new works and sell original merchandise. And I do have to step away from the computer again for a moment, so I'll be right back. Let me see. Alright, so we'll try something a little different here. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm back. Let's see. Hey, May May. Hey, May May. Welcome to the stream. You can like and share the stream. You can get some more people involved. That'd be great. Um, Anyways, hope you're doing well. Um, and with that, well, well, I hadn't used that particular music before, Woody. So I figured it, yeah. I mean, wasn't that big of a deal. Because usually when I have gotten the strikes before, I just appealed them and they were quickly dealt with. Anyways, getting back to the article here, Naruto is a manga series written and illustrated by Masashi Kishimoto. It was serialized in Shueisha's Weekly Shonen Jump for 15 years between 1999 and 2014. The series was a smash hit, and as of 2022, it currently has over 250 million copies circulation worldwide. Yeah, I think the anime, even though the anime is pretty much, I think, finished, they're still showing Shippuden on Tsunami right now. So, the manga has since spawned multiple anime adaptations, including Naruto, which went from 2002 to 2007, Naruto Shippuden, 2007 to 2017, and Boruto, which is currently going on right now. It started back in 2017. The franchise has also produced several original movies. Today, Naruto is considered to be one of the big, quote unquote, big three in shonen anime alongside Bleach and One Piece. And Bleach, of course, is something you've heard, as we've been talking about a little bit here too, as well. Um, they're coming out with the latest anime adaptation of the latest arc, the Thousand Year Blood War arc, is coming out soon. Here we go. Anyway, the series follows the story of a young boy, Naruto Uzumaki, on his journey becoming a ninja. On the day of Naruto's birth, the destructive spirit of Kurama, the nine-tailed fox, was sealed within him, saving his village from destruction. However, the people of the village shunned Naruto throughout his childhood for the terrifying power within him. Basically, it believed that at some point the demon fox would have taken over his body, and then they would have had to deal with it all over again. That was it. At 12 years old, Naruto has become obnoxious and attention seeking and lacks the discipline of his peers. Despite his seeming lack of aptitude, Naruto is determined to become the next Hokage, the leader of the Hidden Leaf Village and the most powerful ninja of all. Out of the dozens of characters in the series, perhaps none are as central to Naruto's journey as Sasuke Uchiha, Naruto's best friend and bitter rival. The relationship between the two characters is intense, complicated. Though Sasuke and Naruto care deeply about each other, circumstances often put the two at odds throughout the series. Their battle in the 20th anniversary logo pays homage to the plentiful conflict Naruto and Sasuke have endured, including their climactic duel at the Valley in the end during the conclusion of the fourth Shinobi War. World War. Naruto Shippuden, and Boruto are currently available through Hulu, Crunchyroll, and Funimation. Original anime series and several of the franchises for the movies are on Netflix. Alrighty then, there you go. Uh, Back to being just me, huh? Uh, so we're just getting about halfway through the anime articles here. Alrighty then, so here we go. Continuing on here. The best anime titles, in parentheses, so far from Mappa that aren't Attack on Titan or Jujutsu Kaisen. Alright, so here we go. Over a decade after its formation, anime studio Mappa is still going strong despite certain controversies. Here are five of the biggest gems to date, and of course that aren't the big two of Attack on Titan or Jujutsu Kaisen. Um, Article by Christy Gibb, published 12 hours ago. I think it's Meliodas. All right. Founded by Maruyama Masao, previously a co-founder and producer of the venerable Madhouse, Mappa, or um, Maruyama Animation uh, Produce Product Produce um, Project Association, was created in 2011 chiefly in order to produce the anime film in this corner of the world after Madhouse ran into financial difficulties. However, over a decade later, Mappa is still going strong, creating extremely popular series like Jujutsu Kaisen and Attack on Titan, the final season. While the company might still be considered one of the newer kids on the block, at least compared to anime studios with longer histories, such as Studio Gene, Hero, Gonzo, or Kyoto Animation, Mappa has become well known in the industry for its high quality visuals. Although the studio has also come under fire in recent years for overworking, underpaying its employees, among other practices, nonetheless, here are some of the biggest undeniable gems that Mappa has produced to date that aren't Attack on Titan or Titan. So, trying to close something out here. I think I hit the button there. Okay. All right, Air and Resonance from 2014. Oh, look at that. Those three individuals right there. In an alternate present day Japan, two teenage boys, known only as 9 and 12, or survivals of human experimentation to create living weapons, steal an atomic bomb, and 6 months later upload an internet video that poses a cryptic riddle. Tokyo is to be spared total destruction. Police must solve it. Um, solve it before time runs out. Meanwhile, a bullied high school girl with a troubled home life named Lisa is accidentally caught in the crossfire, complicating 9 and 12's plan to expose the organization and turn them into terrorists. One of Mapper's earlier works, the 11-episode Terror in Resonance, its Japanese name Zankyo no Terror, is directed by Watanabe Shinichiro of Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo fame. Tightly written, with sympathetic characters and a compelling narrative, the series is a psychological thriller that will keep audiences on the edges of their seats. However, perhaps the most appealing part of the show is the way it looks and sounds, featuring hush artwork, gorgeously smooth animation, and a soundtrack that's easily one of the best in the history of anime. Terror in Resonance is as much a feast for the eyes and ears as it is for the mind. Wow, very interesting. Okay, so here's another one that we have for 20. What's next? Anyways, from 2014, Rage of Bahamut, Genesis. In the world of Mistarcha, humans, gods, and demons coexist, having previously put aside their differences to defeat an ancient dragon known as Bahamut, which was sealed away by a magical key. To prevent Bahamut from ever being released, the key was split in two. One half of the key to be kept by the gods, the other by demons. 2,000 years later, this now peaceful world is under threat once again when a young amnesiac named Amira turns up with the god's half of the key, stumbling upon the rival bounty hunters Favaro Leon and Kaiser Lidfard. The trio is soon caught up in an epic clash between mythological races. Gods versus demons, basically. Rage of Bahamut, Genesis, the Japanese translation basically be Shingeki no Bahamut Genesis, is proof if there ever was any that not all game-based anime have to be bad. Comprised of 13 episodes, this fantasy action adventure manages to be an engaging um, series with a strong overarching plot that nonetheless isn't too heavy a watch, um, despite being a dark fantasy film. It never takes itself too seriously, and far from coming across as a tropey or generic, every one of the cast members brings something unique and fun to the table. From their narrative rolls down the details of their character design. Yuri on Ice, 2016, and I know this one was quite popular too. Depressed and unsure of his future after numerous defeats, 23-year-old professional figure skater Katsuki Yuri returns to his hometown in Kyushu. However, when private footage of Yuri mimicking an advanced skating routine originally performed by his idol, famed Russian skater Viktor Nikiforov, goes viral, Viktor tracks Yuri down and offers to be his coach. Meanwhile, 15-year-old rising star Yuri uh, Plisetsky likewise travels to Kyushu in search of Victor, who had promised he would choreograph a routine specifically for the younger skater. The two Yuris um, quickly become fierce rivals as they compete to win the upcoming Grand Prix championship. An anime original title, Yuri on Ice, is a sports show like no other. Yamamoto Sayo, who wrote and directed the series, is one of the most talented and creative directors currently active in the anime industry, as well as compare um, one of the comparatively um, few women out there in the director's chair at all. From its realistic and intricate character relationships and LGBTQ plus themes to its magnificent soundtrack, Yuri on Ice's sheer popularity speaks for itself, having won over 20 awards in both Japan and abroad for its music, animation, screenplay, and cast, among other things. Other aspects. Dororo, 2019. Hmm. I think whoever dropped in for for the extra light there, that was appreciated. All right, so getting back to the article here. In Sengoku period Japan, a feudal lord makes a sacrifice to 12 demons in exchange for prosperity for his lands and people. As a result, his newborn son is brought into the world with no limbs, nose, ears, or eyes, ears, or even skin. Abandoned by his father, the baby is discovered and adopted by a doctor who specializes in creating prosthetic limbs. Some years later, and now named Hyakimaru, the boy is sent on a journey to regain his body. He is soon joined by Dororo, an orphan child, who befriends him and in exchange for food teaches Hyakimaru how to survive in this hostile and demon-infested world. Let me go back up. Hmm. Dororo is a dark historical fantasy based the title on a title by the quote unquote father of manga himself, Tezuka Osamu, which of course his works include Astro Boy Princess Knight, and Blackjack. While difficult to do justice to such revered work in modern anime form, 2019's Dororo hits plenty of emotional highs, reminding the audience why Tezuka is such a celebrated figure in the history of manga and anime. To begin with, co-produced alongside Tezuka Productions, its 24-episode series is wonderfully expressive while never becoming overstated, and relationships it depicts throughout are equally sophisticated. Oh, again with that piece of bread that looks like a pellet. Oh, boy. Ugh. All right, so anyway, Dora Hey Doro, Doro Hey Doro, Doro Hey Doro 2020. All right, well, anyways, somebody knocked at our door, so I was waiting to see what was going on. I paused for a moment. Anyways, getting back to this article here. Okay. All right, a lawless and decrepit district named Hole, which has long become a testing ground for sorcerers who come from another realm, is home to Cayman, an amnesiac human with the head of a reptile. Impervious to magic, Cayman now hunts down and ruthlessly kills sorcerers in an effort to uncover his identity and gain revenge for turning him into such a monster. He is accompanied by Nikaido, a young woman who runs a restaurant in Hull, but who is secretly a sorcerer herself. Together, they become hopelessly tangled up in complex events involving magic users, gangsters, and demons, among other odd and unsavory characters. Well, Dororo Hidoro is one heck of a ride, as well as one heck of a title to say. It's not a series for the faint of heart. As fun as it is violent, this oddball show is fast-paced, exquisitely detailed in its setup and world building, and beautifully grotesque thematically as well as visually. It pulls no punches and is both surreal and macabre, although that doesn't prevent it from also being a thoroughly entertaining, often gruesomely comedic story that will hook new viewers from minute one. Moreover, its filler material is just as fantastic, if not even better, than its more plot central content, as evidenced by Doro Hidoro's truly brilliant baseball episode. Right, and we've reached the end of that article. All right, so we're just over halfway done with the anime portion of the stories. After that one already. Well, meaning we have three more. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and step away from the computer for a moment. Um, I'll be right back here. I'm back. Sorry about that. Had some family. Hey, Robert. Um, let's see. Hail, Lord Zero, and hail, Zena. Only true saviors. All right, Robert. Anyways, hey, Robert. Well, we're a little over halfway done with the anime portion, then we'll get to the comic stuff soon. Um, all right. So, Attack on Titan actor joins One Piece film Red Cap. All right. So, One Piece film Red, which is the latest One Piece film, announced as two new additions to the cast, including voice actor Yuki Kaji, the star of the Attack on Titan anime, the Japanese voice actor. So, article by Michael Esterna, published 8 hours ago. More new additions to One Piece film Red cast have been revealed. As reported by Comic Natalie, two new characters have been unveiled for One Piece's 15th theatrical feature. The new characters are named Romy and Yoeka and will appear in the film as fans of the movie's new major character, the singer Uta. Romy will be voiced by Chise Nitsu, who previously appeared in crowdfunded anime movie Child of Kamiari Mun, while Yorueska will be portrayed by Yuki Kaji, a veteran voice actor who is best known for playing the role of Attack on Titan's morally ambiguous protagonist. And yeah, he's of course that's the Japanese voice of the character. Still, many of us know that Bryce Papenbrook is the one whose voice is Aaron in the English version of the anime. In addition to the casting news, design sketches of the new characters were also revealed. So here are some of the designs. All right, so One Piece film Red sees the Straw Hat Pirate crew traveling to a new island in order to attend a famous music festival. There, the crew get new punk rock inspired outfits and run into Uda, a world famous diva who also happens to be the estranged daughter of red-haired Shanks, the charismatic pirate captain who originally gave Luffy his iconic straw hat, and inspired the young boy to take up the life of a swashbuckler. The movie will be released in Japan on August 9th, with an international release date following in the fall. Let's see. Creator Eiichiro Oda designed Uda and is also supervising production of the film. The script for the new movie is being penned by Tsutomu Kuroiwa, who previously wrote One Piece film Gold. The new film will feature Code Geass director Goro Taniguchi's return to the series, as he previously directed the series' very first animated adaptation, One Piece Take Down the Pirate Gonzak, way back in 1998. Luffy's 25-year journey nears its end. The One Piece franchise will celebrate the 25th anniversary of the manga's original publication on June 22nd, 23rd. So that's next week. That's the week on this Friday and Saturday. The special live stream event that will feature special musical performances, interviews, and new announcements about the future of the series. In addition to that, Taniguchi's rarely seen Take Down the Pirate Ganzak will also be screened. The live stream will be broadcast around the world in both English and Japanese. Yeah. In the 25 years since its debut, One Piece has become the best-selling manga of all time, over half a billion copies in circulation worldwide. While the series remains incredibly popular, Oda recently announced that the series' next saga will be its last. The manga is currently on a one-month break and will resume publication on July 26th, right, which will be 2 weeks from this past Monday. There we go. So there we go with that one. We have a couple more anime articles to get through and then get into the comics. All right, now here's kind of a interesting story, considering a lot of the negative reactions it got. Cowboy Bebop's live-action reboot earns Emmy nomination. Netflix's live-action adaptation of the classic sci-fi western Cowboy Bebop has garnered an Emmy nomination for its main title design. All right, by Renee Senza and Zadamore, published 7 hours ago. So the Emmy nomination was for its main title design. Let's see how this all came about. Considering that this live action series was so panned that it was canceled even before it finished its first season. So at least they got something right. Even Netflix's live action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop has earned an Emmy nomination for outstanding main title design. The news was recently revealed when the staff of the 74th Primetime Emmy Awards uploaded the complete list of nominees for every category on the Emmys website. Notably for science fiction anime enthusiasts, the short film The Duel from the anthology Star Wars Visions has also earned a nomination for Outstanding Short Form Animated Program, along with Jibaro from Love, Death, and Robots. Let's see. The live-action Cowboy Bebop reboot received a mixed critical reception upon its release in November 2020. That's an understatement. That's quite an understatement. And although the show managed to accumulate over 70 million total viewing hours in the first week, it was canceled in December of that same year after only one season. Despite the fact that the show's run, Netflix was short-lived, the show is now being officially recognized for the production quality of its main title. Probably about the only thing they probably got right on the whole film. Probably the only thing that probably ended up getting right on the whole film. Um, which recreated the anime's original intro and reused the song Tank, original composer Yoko Kanno, quite a well-known name in the anime composition circle. The live-action reboot of director Shinichiro Watanabe's classic was written by Christopher Yost, who is best known for his work on the Mandalorian 2019 and Marvel's Thor film. Um, the series was produced um, through a collaboration between Netflix and Tomorrow Studios, which have also teamed up for the production of the upcoming live-action One Piece series. The Cowboy Bebop reboot cast John Cho as main protagonist Spike Spiegel, while fellow members of his crew, Faye Valentine and Jet Black, were played by Daniela Pineda and Mustafa Shakir, respectively. And of course, we all remember Miss Pineda, right? She's the girl who went on that whole tirade on fans about, oh, I don't have the body of Faye, and that's why you don't like my Faye because I don't have the Faye body from the anime. This, that, next thing. You're all a bunch of perverts. This, that, next thing. And then we find out there's this picture out there of her basically looking like she's on all fours, doggy style, with her mouth gaped open, like, and you see you look at her backside there, you see what looks like a hand about to give her a nice little, slap on the rear. So go figure. And I think some of you may remember the little nickname I gave her for it. Anyways, Vicious, the main antagonist of the series, is played by Alex Hassel. Several members of the staff of the original 1998 anime series were also involved with the reboot. Watanabe served as a consultant. Kano returned to produce the show's music, and Koichi Yamadera, Megumi Hayashibara, and Norio Wakamoto reprised their roles in the Japanese dub as Spike Spiegel, Faye Valentine, and Vicious, respectively. Megumi Hayashibara, of course, known for voice work and her singing work in Japanese. Of course, among some of her other credits include she was the Japanese voice for Lena Inverse and Slayers. I know that much. So, getting back to the article here. Cowboy Bebop is set in a world where mankind has colonized space, where most of Earth's inhabitants have migrated to neighboring planets, moons, and asteroids. The series revolves around Spike Spiegel, an ex-member of the Red Dragon crime syndicate that works as a spacefaring bounty hunter, hunting down the galaxy's most dangerous criminals with the help of crewmates Jet Black and Faye Valentine. This year, the 74th Primetime Emmy Awards will be held on September 12th. The 1998 Cowboy Bebop anime and the live-action Cowboy Bebop reboot are both available on Netflix. The manga is available in English from Tokyo Pop. Alrighty, and I think we have one more um, anime article to go through, and then we'll get into the comics articles. This one right here. There's Woody with some. Hail, Robert Roberts. How about the Rippaverse? Yeah, that thing. Yeah, Woody. That thing is. That thing is. That thing is something else. He made $1 million in his first day. Yeah, I mean, and apparently he. If you were here last night when I was going over the article, about subreddit, it didn't make the subreddit people too happy, apparently. Anyways, we have, as I said, one last anime article go through. Then we'll go through the we'll get over to the comics articles. An hour and a half already. All right, so here we go. Whisper of the Heart live-action trailer shows more of manga's new adaptation. A new trailer for the live-action sequel of Whisper of the Heart features Shizuku and Seiji as ambitious, hardworking adults. Article by Renee Senza Timor, published 6 hours ago. A new trailer has been released for the live-action sequel to Aoi Hiragi's manga Whisper of the Heart, which was previously adapted into a well-known animated film by the legendary Studio Ghibli. The new trailer appeared on Shochiku's official YouTube channel, which will be distributing the film along with Sony Pictures Entertainment. The first trailer established that Shizuki and Seiji, story's protagonists, have maintained contact through written letters since, they parted ways as children, through their individual passions. The trailer opens with flashback shots of Shizuku and Seiji in their middle school years, and is followed the scenes of the couple as working adults. Shizuku, a budding novelist in her youth, appears to be facing difficulties with her publisher and her family, while Seiji is shown breaking a string on his violin while playing. The teaser ends on an uplifting note, with a shot of the famous quote-unquote Baron statue that helped bring the young couple together. Anyways, getting back. Yuichiro Hirakawa will be writing and directing the film, with Nana Sano, live-action adaptation of Tokyo Tribe, starring as the adult Shizuku Fukushima, and Tori Matsuzaka from the live-action The Promised Neverland, as well as Dot Hack the movie, co-starring as the adult Seiji Amasawa. The middle school versions of Shizuku and Seiji will be played by Runa Yasuhara and Tsubasa Nakagawa, respectively. The adult version of Yuko Harada, Shizuku's best friend from youth, will be played by Ryo Uchida, while the middle school version will be played by Sarah Sumitomo. Sumitomo. Hiragi's original manga debuted in Shueisha's Shoujo Manga magazine, Reborn in 1989. The coming-of-age story about a girl in junior high named Shizuku Tsukishima, a young bookworm who loves fairy tales. She eventually realizes that all the books she checks out from her library are also being checked out by a boy named Seiji Amasawa, whose name is on each of the checkout cards. Shizuku ends up meeting Seiji when she finds herself at a mysterious antique shop run by the boy's grandfather. Inspired by Seiji's passion for painting, one of the few major differences between the manga and the 1995 film, which has Seiji as a violin maker, Shizuku decides to pursue her own dream of writing a novel. Studio Ghibli's film adaptation of the story was released in 1995 and directed by Yoshifumi Kondo. Ghibli also released a spin-off film with them too called The Cat Returns. This film's story features a living version of the Baron helping a young woman named Haru escape the clutches of the Cat Kingdom, but she unknowingly rescued their prince. The live-action Whisper of the Heart film will be released in Japan on October 14th. Studio Ghibli's animated adaptation and Cat Returns are both available on HBO Max. Like an interesting story indeed. Okay, so we're done with the anime story. Now it's time to get into the comic stories. Four of those to go through. So let's see. Well, where are we at on time? Hour 39 minutes. So, well, all right. So let's see. That was all right. So here we go. Here we go. Getting into the comic stories now. Here we go with the first one. Let me just go over it. All right. So, anyways, all right. Exhibit first look. Bloodshot is unleashed in Valiant first adult only series. CBR has an exclusive first look at Bloodshot Unleashed. Um, Dennis Camp and John Davis Hunt new mature rated Bloodshot series launching in September. Article by Brandon Schur published 15 hours ago. CBR has an exclusive first look at Bloodshot, first ever mature rated series, Bloodshot Unleashed. Um, Bloodshot Unleashed #1 comes from writer Dennis Camp and artist John David Hunt, published by Valiant Entertainment. The new series launches in September and marks the first mature-rated series for the titular character. Synopsis reads, quote, dangerous super soldiers and bloodthirsty living weapons have mysteriously escaped into the world to wreak havoc across the dying towns and forgotten farms of America. Now, Bloodshot must take up arms again to travel across the country hunting down these violent monsters, battling his own demons and defending the most defenseless. Dennis Camp, um, agent of WORLDE, I guess, and John David Hunt, Shadow Man, join forces to unleash Alien Entertainment's first mature reader's title that puts the blood in Bloodshot. Okay. I didn't know that. Oh man. Sometimes I hate those freaking ads. Gonna get an ad blocker soon, but uh, okay, so let's try this again. All right. Down to about where we were. September 21st. Beauty unbound, power unmatched, blood. Quote, every issue of Bloodshot Unleashed features a brand new antagonist, um, escaped super soldier, living weapon, gone to ground in dying towns, and forgotten farmlands of America, unquote, camp head of the series. Excuse me a quick moment. I just have to step away from the computer here. Things are getting a little dim here, so I'll be right back. I'll leave some music for you guys for a moment. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I'm back now. So let's get back to the article. Let's see, where were we? Oh yeah, okay. Quote, as the ultimate living weapon, Bloodshot takes it upon himself to hunt these in smaller quotes spent shells and protect those they prey upon. The most vulnerable among us, the working class, the poor, the immigrants, the addicts, the hopeless. Every issue is a complete, satisfying story filled with strange powers, twisted psychologies, and incredible new designs. That sounds interesting to you. I hope you'll join us. Unquote. Bloodshot was originally created by Kevin Van Hook, Don Perlin, and Bob Layton in 1992. First making a cameo in 1992's Eternal Warrior #4, before a full appearance in 1992's Ride Pound Zero. Now, mind you, this is not to be confused with, of course, DC's two characters, Bloodshot. I don't believe. I believe this is a different character altogether. Bloodshot is empowered with nanites in his bloodstream and that give him enhanced abilities such as increased strength, healing powers, enhanced weaponry, and more. The nanites cause the character's skin to appear in a silky white format and his eyes to glow red. Actually, I might be thinking Bloodsport, not Bloodshot, as a DC character. Yeah, I think actually I should turn on my lights. Excuse me, I should have did this a moment ago. Gonna one more time go off camera here. Be right back. And I'm back. Anyways, all right. So Bloodshot has appeared in a number of comics and standalone stories since its debut, oftentimes being portrayed as either a military soldier or a mafia hitman who dies and is then brought back to life by the nanites. The character has also appeared in live action format 2020's Bloodshot, where he was portrayed by Fast and the Furious's Vin Diesel. The film also starred Asa Gonzalez, Sam Heughan, Toby Kebbell, and Guy Pearce. And there we go with that one. Oh, Bloodshot Unleashed #1 features cover art by John David Hunt, Nicole Rifkin, Pete Woods, and Gerardo Zaffino. Issue goes on sale September 21st from Valiant Entertainment. All right, so there we go with that one. 3 more articles to go through here. Good. I thank everybody for the likes and the share thus far as well. So as we move on to the next article here. SDCC or San Diego Comic Con exclusive. Mike Mignola's amazing screw-on head debuts new fine art print. CBR can exclusively reveal Mike Mignola and Dave Stewart, the amazing screw-on head, will get a brand new fine art print from Dark Horse. Article by Brandon Shore, published 11 hours ago. Dark Horse Comics and Dark Horse Direct are celebrating the 20th anniversary of Mike Mignola and Dave Stewart's The Amazing Screw-On Head and other curious objects with a new fine art print. CBR can exclusively announce that Dark Horse will release a brand new fine art print of The Amazing Screw-On Head and other curious objects. The print features all new art by Mignola and Stewart and measures 24 by 18. Limited to 3,000 copies or 300 copies. Print will sell for $49.99, so just under $50 to get that print. Quite a catch, huh? 8 images. Oh yes, here are the images of the print, I guess. Quote, The Amazing Screw-On Head, Other Curious Objects, is a seminal work in Mike Mignola's storied career, unquote, said Dark Horse Director of Commerce, Melissa Lomax. Quote, fans can revisit their favorite dimension entombed in a turnip with Screw-On Head, while he wrestles the fate of the world from the diabolical Emperor Zombie. This is a perfect display piece for any fan's collection and will only be available from Dark Horse Direct because of the expected demand for the print. We're capping orders at two per person. Yeah, I mean he'd be continually printing those prints, you know, ad nauseum if he had to do more than two per person. Mignola, who is also known for his work on Hellboy, said The Amazing Screw-On Head and Other Curious Objects is one of his favorite titles he's worked on to date. Quote, as proud as I am of Hellboy stuff, the stories that make up the Screw-On Head collection are actually my favorite things I've done, unquote, said Mignola. They are the most me. They are as, in quotes here, they are the most me. They are as close as you're going to get to looking inside my head and seeing that stuff runs around in there, unquote. Dark Horse is also publishing a new hardcover edition of the Amazing Screw-On Head and Other Curious Objects, which features 40 pages of new material, including 19 pages of newer completed or published Axor Slayer of Demons story, which is written and drawn by me. And as always, guys, if anything here catches your attention, feel free to comment on anything that we talk about here. Don't forget that as well. Always welcome to do that as well. Get the conversation going. On August 13th, the Los Angeles-based Secret Movie Club will host the first public screening of Mike Mignola drawing monsters at the Million Dollar Theater. Prior to the showing of the documentary, yeah, all right. Prior to the showing of the documentary, the evening will begin with a 35-minute archive print, or 35 millimeter archive print of The Bride of Frankenstein. Following the screening, Mignola filmmakers Jim DeMonacos and Kevin Conrad Hanna and Secret Movie Club founder Greg Hamill will conduct a live on-stage interview. Attendees can additionally purchase limited edition Secret Movie Club posters featuring Hellboy, Frankenstein's Monster, and The Bride of Frankenstein done by Mignola and Stewart. Advance tickets for the event, which begins at 6 p.m., and poster sales are available now by clicking here. The Amazing Screw-On Head hardcover anniversary edition will be available in comic book stores on July 20th and in bookstores on July 26th. Pre-orders for the Amazing Screw-On Head and Other Curious Objects fine art print are now open and available by clicking here. All right, so there we go with that one. I have a couple more stories to go through. Here's the next story we're going to look at here. Irredeemable return confirmed by co-creators Mark Wade and Kraus, or creators Wade and Kraus. Irredeemable co-creators Mark Wade and Peter Kraus confirm the series will return for a brand new installment in 2023 from Boom Studios. Article by Brandon Schroer, published 9 hours ago. Irredeemable creators Mark Wade and Peter Kraus confirmed their Evil Superman series is returning in a new installment. After being teased by Boom Studios' Twitter account on July the 11th, which was this past Monday, Wade and Kraus confirmed the return of Irredeemable in an interview with comicbook.com. The new Irredeemable series will launch in 2023 from Boom Studios. Quote, "What we can say is that it's not set back in the day," unquote, Wade said of the new series. It is a catch-up on what the Irredeemable universe is all these years later. All that said, I'm sure there's a place for Plutonian in that story because it's his story. So trying to figure out if there's a flashback angle to some issues, or maybe there are other structural things we can play with. We've been talking about. That's what you can expect. It is an outgrowth of what you saw before. Pete and I are 10 years older and 10 years hopefully better at our jobs. So hopefully it will continue to entertain. Kraus said he was excited to dive back into the world of Irredeemable. Quote, "I just did a reread of the whole series too, and I'm just overwhelmed with how much we covered in those stories," unquote, he explained. Quote, "So driving back into the deep end of the pool, obviously it's very exciting. A little daunting, but exciting," unquote. He later added, quote, "The thing that impresses me about the book is the legs that it has, that there's still interest there 10 years after the fact, 10 years down the road, that there's still an interest. The book continues to sell the original series. So maybe that's a call of action in and of itself right there," unquote. Well, people are watching at least. That's good. I guess nobody's got anything to say right now about it. let's continue on here then. Irredeemable launched in 2009 and ran for 37 issues at Boom Studios. The series follows the Plutonian, a Superman-like figure who turns evil and starts wreaking havoc across the planet while his former allies, the Paradigm, race to stop him. A spin-off series, Incorruptible, followed shortly after the release of Irredeemable and follows one of Plutonian's enemies transform himself into a hero. Wade and Cross reunited for Insufferable, a spiritual successor to Irredeemable that launched in 2012. So they decided with Irredeemable to take the angle of, well, what if Superman turned evil? On July 12th, Boom Studio announced Irredeemable, Incorruptible, Insufferable would be getting a new release in the complete Irredeemable Deluxe Edition library, now available for pre-order on Kickstarter. Complete Irredeemable Deluxe Edition library collects the 3 issues in deluxe hardcover format for the first time, including special edition printings of each one's first issue. Netflix is also currently adapting Irredeemable and Incorruptible into a live-action feature film directed by The Harder They Fall Jameis Samuel, written by Kemp Powers. The film is being produced by Samuel Jay-Z, James Lasseter, Stephen Christie, and Ross Ritchie. Okay, so there we go with that one. So we have one more article to go through, and then we'll be done with all the articles. Let's see. People disappeared on me again. Right, here's the last article we're going to do. We're going to go over tonight. Joe Quesada returns to Spider-Man for an Amazing Fantasy number 1000 cover. Marvel debuts a new Amazing Fantasy number 1000 variant cover by Joe Quesada, showing Spider-Man catching a glimpse of his reflection while web slinging. Article by Bren Schwer, published 5 hours ago. Oh, that's interesting. Former Marvel Comics editor-in-chief Joe Quesada had returned to Spider-Man with a stunning new variant cover for Amazing Fantasy number 1000. Marvel revealed Quesada's Amazing Fantasy number 1000 wraparound variant cover, which shows Peter Parker catching a glimpse of his reflection while he's out doing some web slinging. Quesada, who recently announced his departure from Marvel, has worked on numerous Spider-Man stories in the past, including 2007's One More Day. He's additionally created cover art for previous Spider-Man titles such as 2002's Spider-Man Get Craven, 2009's Amazing Spider-Man, and more. Alright then, so here we go again. Amazing Fantasy number 1000 is a giant-sized one-shot releasing in August from Marvel featuring a collection of stories starring Spider-Man, coming just in time for the character's 60th anniversary. Creators involved in the project include Neil Gaiman, Armando Iannucci, Jonathan Hickman, Dan Slott, Hochi Anderson, Kurt Busiek, Anthony Falcone, Rainbow Rowell, Jim Chung, Olivier Coipel, Michael Cho, and Terry Dobson. The one-shot includes a story set in the future. Slott and Chung about Peter and Mary Jane Watson's love, a horror-centric Spider-Man story from Anderson, the introduction of a brand new Spider-Man villain, and more. Quote, it's Spider-Man's 60th, and we wanted to celebrate in style by inviting some of the greatest creative minds in the world to celebrate it. Editor Nick Lowe previously said. A massive Marvel Spider-Versary. Okay. Nice alliteration there, gentlemen. Along with Amazing Fantasy number 1000, Marvel is celebrating Spider-Man's 60th anniversary with two ongoing series, Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr.'s The Amazing Spider-Man relaunch kicked off in April, and so far has seen Peter go up against Tombstone and a number of other villains, all while dealing with the fallout of an unknown incident that caused him to drift away from his friends and family. The Amazing Spider-Man number 1, this volume of it anyways, revealed Mary Jane since started a new family with someone other than Peter. On July 27, Marvel will publish The Amazing Spider-Man number 6, which marks the 900th issue of Amazing Spider-Man. The 900th issue of Amazing Spider-Man comes out the month of Spider-Man's 60th anniversary, and we are pulling out all the stops, unquote. Solicitation information of the issue reads, quote, someone from Spider-Man's past has captured the Sinister Six and used them to create the truly terrifying Sinister Adaptoid. This is one of the biggest adventures in Spider history, and you will not believe the ending, unquote. Marvel also announced Slott and Mark Bagley will launch a new Spider-Man series this October. Publisher previously teased the first arc of the series will bring about the, quote, end of the Spider-Verse, unquote, while the series will additionally tie into Wells and Romita Jr.'s Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Fantasy number 1000 features cover art of John Romita Jr. The one shot arrives in August from Marvel. Okay, so there we go, guys. That's all for the articles tonight. And let's see. Hot take: Rippaverse will implode under allegations of racism and infighting. I don't think so. Yeah, that'd be a hot take that I know a lot of his detractors would love to see happen. But I don't think so. Rippa's a pretty popular guy. Anyways, all right. So let's see. We're at 2 hours 18 minutes here. We do have a little bit to finish off with before we wrap things up. So a quick kind of wrap up with some wrestling news. The WWE is continuing to prepare for SummerSlam at the end of the month here. There, there's a lot of talk around, how the women's championship is going to pan out, whether or not they're going to keep it on her, keep it on Liv Morgan. Now, right now, Liv Morgan is one of the hottest pieces of property in the WWE right now. She's somebody that they might want to keep the belt on, even though they're talking they want to push more of a Charlotte Flair Ronda Rousey rivalry moving forward. But I think Liv Morgan is too hot. And from the looks of it looks like the WWE may have decided to just end the women's tag team division, and after, of course, um, after Naomi and Sasha Banks walked out on the company, um, they have since not really done it. At first out, there's no actual regular tag teams in the women's division, right? The only regular tag team seems to be Doudrop and Nikki Ash. And as stated by some of the commentators I've listened to, they're being used more to push over some of these more makeshift teams. More, of course, most recently this past Monday of Alexa Bliss and Asuka. So, and of course, there's also some people wondering whether or not Vince McMahon is still at 76 years old, still very healthy, very, very prime. He still can, will he leave the, he's been having to take a step back from the company lately because of this most recent scandal involving hush money. And the big question is whether or not the hush money was that his own money that he used, or was that company money? If that was company money, and that's considered a major no-no. So, so that's right now is what's going on in WWE. AEW Dynamite is unfortunate. Now, from last night, as I told you guys on last night's Dark episode, they had a couple of interesting matches. Pac's first title defense of the All Atlantic title, which he was successful in. He defeated Shota Umino in his first defense of the All Atlantic of the AEW All Atlantic title, and also in a contenders elimination match, Mia Yamashita actually defeated AEW Women's Champion Thunder Rosa to earn a title shot later on, some point later on, against Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's Championship. Now going on tonight on Dynamite, the main event is scheduled to be the Young Bucks defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships in a triple threat match involving themselves, Corbin Our Glory of Swerve Strickland and Luminous Lee, and then Team Taz of FTW champion Absolute Ricky Starks and Hobbs. Also, a battle of two former friends, but also got two guys who are on opposite ends of the Blood and Guts match from a few weeks ago. Claudio Castagnoli and Jake Hager taking on each other tonight. We also have, and a slight correction, Trina Deeb was actually taking on Anna Jay of Dark Order tonight. Not, I said Tony Storm, but it was actually Anna Jay she's taking on. Also, in another contenders elimination match, you'll have you're going to have John Moxley, who is the current interim AEW World Champion, going up against Inosuke Takeshita, who, if Takeshita wins, will also have earned a shot at his title. You have Wardlow defending the TNT title against Orange Cassidy well tonight in the first night of a 2-week event called Fighter Fest for AEW. So that's all of AEW's news right now. And then and also Ring of Honor is preparing for its Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view a week from this Saturday, on the 23rd. As you'll have at that on that event, you'll have Wheeler Yuta defend. You'll have 4 title matches already signed. Wheeler Yuta is defending the Pure title against Daniel Garcia. You have for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship, Samoa Joe defending the title against Jay Lethal, who will have Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh in his corner. You have for the women's World Women's title, Mercedes Martinez defending the title against Serena Deeb. And you will also have in what is considered one of the much anticipated rematches of the year, you have FTR defending the ROH tag titles against former champs, the Briscoe brothers. So, will the Briscoe brothers get the titles back or not? We won't know for sure until after the 23rd. But based on some of the things I've heard, I doubt it because, if they allowed the Briscoe brothers, problem is if they allow the Briscoe brothers, well, actually, I think ROH has been doing some television shows of their own as well, so maybe possible for them to be active again. But I know that there are higher ups at AEW that don't want to bring the Briscoes in because of some racial comments they made years ago. So that's all the wrestling news we got for you. So I think it would be a good time to start wrapping things up then. Hello. Hey, Nathaniel. I'm all right. Glad you decided to drop in. If you can like and share the stream as well and help out, get more people in, that'd be appreciated. Yeah, my day was okay. Just normal, same old. Just prepping for tonight and for later in the week as well, or Friday. So with that though, we're about to start to wrap up here. With today being Wednesday, July 13th, we'll be looking back on this day in each history here. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. As first off, I'd actually like to wish Tom Kenny a happy 60th birthday today. Now, for those of you who may not know who Tom Kenny is, he's a voice actor. He's been all over, animation, cartoons, pretty much from the 90s to today. Among some of his works include, let's see, he was, of course, the eponymous character SpongeBob SquarePants, in SpongeBob SquarePants, Ethel Wolf and Rocko's Modern Life, Ice King and Adventure Time, narrator and mayor in the Powerpuff Girls. Um, oh, Chris Witt and he was dog and cat dog. Thank you, Jeremy. Basically, so you probably heard his voice throughout. You probably heard his voice for like the last like 25 years or so. So happy 60th birthday to Tom Kenny. And now it's time to move on to the next piece of news history here. We move ahead to 1997. As on this date in 1997, WCW held its Bash at the Beach event from the Ocean Center in Daytona Beach, Florida. This is, of course, one of the events in which Dennis Rodman was involved with, as the main event saw Lex Luger and the Giant defeat Dennis Rodman and Hollywood Hogan, who had Randy Savage in their corner. Also on the match, you saw Roddy Piper defeat Ric Flair. I believe this might have been the night that Kurt Hennig turned his back on DDP, as well as Scott Hall and Macho Man Randy Savage defeated DDP and Kurt Hennig. Jeff Jarrett retained the WCW United States Championship over Steve Mongo McMichael. Chris Benoit defeated Kevin Sullivan in a retirement match. And in a match for the Cruiserweight Championship, Chris Jericho defeated Ultimo Dragon to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. So on this date 25 years ago today, from the Ocean Center in Daytona Beach, Florida, WCW held its Bash at the Beach event. And finally, the final piece of niche history we will get into here comes to us from about 11 years ago today. As on this date, 11 years ago today, Archie, the 220th issue of Archie's Double Digest would go on sale on this date 11 years ago today. Sold for $3.99 and was 160 pages. So on this date 11 years ago today, the 220th issue of Archie's Double Digest, which is still running to this day, by the way. Started all the way back in 1982 and it's still going to this day. Anyway, give me for one quick moment because I just got called by my sister here. I'll be right back. I'll leave you guys some music on. All right. Sorry, everybody. Stuff happens, you know. Anyways, I thank everybody for being here tonight. It went just over 2.5 hours. Got quite a bit to go through tonight, so I hope everybody will be back here tomorrow. Uh, um, and don't Okay, so don't forget this Friday, of course, um, weekly historical comic retrospect. This week, Rick Piper from Cross Comics will be my co-host. Um, Let me see. We'll be continuing our look back to um, March of 1939, focusing on comics that went on sale from Dell and Centaur. Um, and of course, tomorrow night we'll be back with more news and highlights and all that. So until then, bye.